subscribe our channel, stay till the end of the stories for more twist and turn. Comment us about what kind of stories you like to hear. I, 29 male, discovered my girlfriend's 25 female mother, 50 plus female, is having an affair. This information is killing me inside. Note, this isn't really a throwaway account, but it's more of an alternate account as I plan on using it for more personal posts next time. It was created due to necessity. As a lurker of this sub, I never imagined being in this position, much less because of the title. I apologize if this can be rambling on and on. Quick context, I visited my girlfriend's family, so I stayed over their house. I have been with my girlfriend for several years now, and her mother is just the sweetest. So, anyway. About 38 hours ago, my girlfriend's mother came home with her husband after briefly running errands in the morning. I woke up when they arrived, and I was surprised when she got a new phone, iPhone. Since I am more tech literate compared to both of them, she asked me to help her set it up. Coming from Android devices, I asked if I could change her email and create all the necessary accounts for her phone, so she can remember everything easier and have a streamlined experience. She agreed, so I had a few hours to tinker with the phone. I made sure the phone was charged for the OS update, and I also inserted her SIM card. As I did whatever was needed, you probably remember how some accounts can only be verified through SMS codes. I eventually had to open her messaging app. Here is when I was surprised. I assume most smartphones, if not all, have a preview for messages in the app. There was one other message in this brand new phone along with the verification I needed. It said, "I'm translating plus paraphrasing for brevity. Make sure you delete all the messages in the old phone." This had a neutral tone, and it was weird at the same time. Why would some unsaved number send her something like this? I did not get the exact timestamp for the message because I was in shock, and I did not take a screenshot to send to my phone because it felt disingenuous to do so. Still in shock, and about 70% done with all the phone set up, I showed her the basics of her new phone. I helped set her security and such. She recently had a bit of experience deleting messages on an iPad, swipe left plus hit delete, from an unrelated incident. When we got to the messaging app, she saw the message above, still unread, while I pretended to not look at her as I continued to talk about the phone. She reads it quickly and casually deletes the message. I got the phone back, so I can finish all the needed stuff. This is when I realized that I still had to turn off some notification settings for some apps. Unluckily for me, another message appeared as a notification banner. This time, I got my confirmation. It read, "See you tomorrow. Love you. Bye." After that, I made a note of the message, a time estimate of when it was received, and the mobile number that sent both messages. However, I still did not send a screenshot to my phone. This is where the lack of solid evidence does not help me. Still, I read what I read, and making this up is the last thing I would do regarding her mother. It never even occurred to me she was able to do such a thing. That was yesterday. She was off from work while her husband went to work. She did some errands with her mother, girlfriend's grandmother, in the morning. They came back after a few hours, but she went out again, just by herself this time, to do a few extra errands. I have not said a word to my girlfriend, nor have I talked to her mother, or even gave a hint that I knew something was up. IMO, her marriage is mostly about tolerating her husband, cheerful, spoiled, slop. Generally okay for the most part, so they do not get into an argument or something. Apart from that, they look happy to most people. They do all the happy things despite the clear flaws of her husband. I empathize with her because we have a similar upbringing compared to her husband. I am trying to limit personal identifiers. Even this whole thing feels like there is plenty of stuff that I should take out, but please ask me if something is not clear, or if you need more context on something. I really do not know what I should do with this information that I have. My gut says to tell my girlfriend, but I do not even know how to break such reality to her. I love her deeply, and this will break her. There have been several deaths in the family, all of whom she was close with, already this year. The pandemic, its effects, underemployment, want for normalcy, etc., and all the socio-political movements have taken a toll on her. This news will only drive her into a deep depression. P.S. If you somehow read and deduced that it's me, I'm really sorry you found it this way. I love you. I will be with you. Let's talk. TL, Doctor, I set up a new phone. I inadvertently read a couple of messages. I discovered infidelity. Edit, some context is lost here, but this type of affection is uncommon with her peers. Most, if not all, are from the same socio-cultural, religious, and racial backgrounds. This is hard, but I think you have to tell your girlfriend about this. Her reality will be broken anyway when it comes out, and if you let slip that you knew or something. It doesn't take much to spill the beans. You could get a bit drunk one day and tell this story without realizing it. Talk to your girlfriend as fast as possible, but not like "Hey, I know your mom's cheating," more like "Maybe something's up, here's what I saw, what do you think?" Edit, that way, she might be able to talk with her mom or at least make her own opinion on the subject and decide herself how it should be said to her parents, talk to her father directly, find out more with her mother, or other options. Talk to your GF without accusing her mom. Jesus, this sub sometimes. If it was a dude cheating, most of the comments wouldn't be "mind your own business." That said, you don't have enough evidence to assume, but your worry is enough to tell your GF what you saw, with no assumptions tied, purely facts, and let her make of that what she will. Your job ends there. You really don't have enough information or evidence to assume infidelity right off the bat. If you want to stalk your mother-in-law to figure more out, have fun. However, there's just not enough information with the 2 texts you saw. I know that's the weakest link to the whole thing, but given some cultural context, this isn't what a typical friend, family, no matter the gender, would say to her ever. For context with her and her husband's relationship, I know for a fact that she would have left him a long time ago to go back to her country if not for my girlfriend. She mentioned this to me before. There are other instances that can support my assumption, but it will be too obvious by then. I really don't want to stalk her, but, I guess, it's unfortunate that I now am in possession of such information. You don't do anything. That message could have been absolutely nothing. I doubt that's the case here. I cannot see someone else telling her from an unsaved number to make sure she deleted the messages from the old phone and then receive the second message above after a few minutes knowing that it isn't from her husband. I missed this on the original post. I quickly cross-referenced the phone number from her old phone. I had access to it because I needed to know the apps she was using before, when I saw the second message because I wanted to see something that would tell me I'm wrong with my assumption, but it was not saved there either. She went out again on her own when the missed errand could have easily been finished before with her mother. Edit, I think some cultural context is lost while I'm trying to keep things anonymously, but the second message is definitely not something a friend of hers would tell her. Initially, I thought it was some co-worker, but it didn't hit me until I realized she wasn't working yesterday. Ah. Then lay it down on her gently. Now I understand why you think so. The best thing you can do to help the victim, her husband, is getting hold of screenshots of the messages and the number etc. and present the information to him to decide what to do with. I think anyone who is being cheated on would appreciate someone who knows about it doing this for them. I know I would. No matter what kind of individual you are, nobody deserves to be cheated on. Shockingly, and likely stupidly of me, I did not take screenshots for evidence. In my head, I was given permission to do something, and it felt wrong to do so because that was not what was asked of me. This is the part that drives a certain amount of guilt in me because I could have saved the evidence. On the other hand, it was also the thing that would break a family, and I was too shocked to process and act appropriately when it happened. All I have is the mobile number that sent the messages, which have been deleted already for sure. The family would not be broken by you, It has already been broken by the mother who has decided to cheat on her husband. It will come out eventually. You would only be helping the victim of the cheating. You could have even done so anonymously. Thanks for listening so far. If story have an update, we will post here. Like, subscribe to our channel for upcoming stories.